Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. I'm Lisa and today we are going to be talking about the benefits of teeny tiny journaling. I really hope you'll enjoy today's video. So I've got a whole load of bits and pieces out of here today and I wanted just to talk to you because usually you're used to me seeing me like journal in great big journals or like sort of like proper sized journals, but I do also have some tiny ones. I did a video a while back creating in this little journal, which was loads of fun. I will leave a link to that one below. I've also got this absolutely minute one. It's so diddy. I haven't done masses in here, but I have had fun in here before. And then I set myself a little challenge in spring. I will do a flip through because I've never actually done a flip through of this one, and we'll talk more about this one as well. And then I'm going to be starting a brand new tiny journal today. This one has got 3 inserts and I'm going to be starting here today. So as I create, I thought I would just have a little chat with you and just explain or chat to you about why I think teeny journals are really fun and what the benefits I think are. So let's start with working in this little journal here. For size reference, just so you can see, it's 7 by 5 centimeters. It's dinky, it's so cute. And we're just going to start off. I think this is going to be a bit more of a summer journal. That would be fun. I might just do just a little bit on the front here, I think. I've changed my mind. I'm going to do the wording sideways. And we're going to call this Dream Big. Not necessarily about dreams or anything, but it's just something I'm going to use over the summer. I'm just going to brush a little bit of pink paint onto that. This is just normal acrylic paint. I just want it to be quite soft. And then I will be adding some stamping there as well, just to get me started. I'm also going to add a little bit of white paint just along the bottom there. I'm not going to do anything on this side. I'm going to keep that one plain. And I am going to grab a stamp. This stamp is from Skull and Crossbuns. And I am going to stamp that like that. And take an ink green pad and just gently add a few little arrows there just for a little bit of colour there. I might well add some stickers or something afterwards. I haven't decided yet. Now, something that I like to do, the reason I like to use these mini journals is for speed. I'm just going to get some water on there and I'm going to add a little bit of colour. So yes, I like them for speed. My intention is, if I'm using them as a daily journal, for example, I know I'm not going to have loads and loads of time to come each day and prep and do a whole page, get the paint on, wait for it to dry. I just don't have that kind of time. And all that means is that it adds stress to my day, the thought of having to keep up with that, rather than it being a stress-free, enjoying exercise. It turns into the opposite for me. So the way that I've combat this feeling and the way that it works best for me is to prep my pages in advance. Now, I know for some people that doesn't work. You want to start your day with almost like a fresh slate and think, right, what do I fancy doing today? And I get that. But for me, I just wouldn't get round to doing it. It just wouldn't work. And so for me, just to have a little bit of something on a page each day, I can come in and I can just spend 2 or 3 minutes, if that's all I have, on a page. It just works so well. It was just such a fantastic exercise for me in spring, when I did my spring journal, which, like I said, I will share with you soon. And every day I was able to come into my studio and just spend a couple of minutes. It was amazing. It's the only daily project that I have ever stuck to, and that was purely because of the background work that I did, and that's the only reason it worked for me. Had I not have done that, there is no way I would have actually kept to it. No way at all. So as you can see, I'm keeping it super, super plain. Just adding a little bit of contrasting colour on each page. The reason I'm using the tissue paper to blot it is purely just for time. It speeds it up a little bit. So they're nice muted colours. And then the nice thing is I can come in each day and add stickers. I can add a quote. I can journal. I can even change the colour because it's quite nice and muted. I don't have to stick to those tones. I'm going to carry this on over here. Yeah, so if I decide on this day, actually I'm really fancying orange, it's quite easy just to add a lot of orange accents, embellishments, or you know what I mean, stickers, extra paint, that kind of thing, and it will work out totally fine. But it gets the page started, and it also means that I don't have to worry about getting extra paint out, waiting for it to dry, because the paint base is done. And then if I want to add stamping or anything like that, I can. I like that one there. But I'm not going to do them all today. I'm just going to do a few just to get myself started. Now, the other reason why I love this, let's have some lilac so much. I wanted all summery colours. Is because I am a strong believer in the daily craft fix. Being able to do or have a little bit of creativity each day, I believe that's a really horrible colour there. It's ended up being really muddy. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. I believe is really, really good for your soul. It's, especially when you are a creative person, sometimes we just all need that creative fix. And I find the longer I go between like my creative spells, the harder it is to pick it back up. So like if we've been on holiday and I come back, I really, really struggle then sometimes just to get back into the swing of it again. It takes a little while and I have to really kind of like work at it. Whereas if I have a little creative fix each day, I don't struggle. It just kind of like happens naturally. So by me even having 2 or 3 minutes a day keeps my hand in and keeps that creative side of my brain working, and it just flows so much easier. So I'm just going to do this one here and then I'm going to finish, and that's got me off to a really good start. Like I said, I'm not going to do loads and loads of work on these, just literally a few little backgrounds to get me going, and then I can come in again in a few days time and do a few more. When I did my spring, I did the whole lot in one go, I have to say. I'm going to add a little bit of stamping. The other thing I was going to talk to you about today, Meg Journals. I will leave her link below. She is doing a junk journal July, and it's a challenge, gives you a little prompt each day to go and do something in your journal. Now, this started the 1st of July. You don't obviously have to do it daily. That's entirely up to you. You can work it to however you want, but each day there's a little prompt, and the idea is to kind of do it over the duration of July. If you want to start it later, you can. I'm having a look now. I'm late to this, and the first day is begin. So that is your prompt. This kind of thing is really fun if you need a little nudge, if you want a challenge. Some people love a challenge. I do. I'm one of those people. I do like a little bit of a challenge, whether it be like with scrapbooking or anything like that. I find it really fun. So I thought I might do some of this. I may not do it every day. It might be something that I just pick up as and when, and that's absolutely fine. Again, don't add pressure. Creating is supposed to be fun. It's not something that's supposed to be stressful. I'm going to add some washi tape to this page. Washi tape is the perfect thing for these little mini journals. And as you can see there, so this is going to be my first page. I am going to add the word July. When I'm doing this kind of wording, I build it up slowly to make my letters chunky, and it's also a really good way to add shape to them as well. This isn't my kind of forte. I'm not amazing at this, but it's about having fun, and that's something I am good at. I'm very good at using my journaling, my creating, my crafting to have fun. That's something I am good at. And you don't have to be perfect at everything. Don't compare yourself to anyone. It's all about enjoying yourself, having a bit of escapism and enjoying what you do. It's not a competition. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. Your work is your work. And it's amazing. There we go. I might just go around these stamps just to add the same black outline as the title. I'm not going to pressure myself into doing it daily, but just to pick it up as and when I want. If there's a prompt on the 3rd and I do it on the 15th, that's absolutely fine as well. Let's add. It's a very busy month for us in this house. We have lots of things going on. So I am going to use this as distress time, not stress time, if that makes sense. I'm going to keep this one really, really simple. There we go. That is my begin page. I am just going to add a little bit of colour. You know how much I love colour. I couldn't put it away quite yet. Inside my little circles, let's add a little bit of colour to my page. There we go, just tiny, tiny little bits of colour. The other thing with these kind of journals, make your own rules. You don't have to keep to any rules. I'm just having a look at the next page on Meg's, or the next one. It says reinvent. I've decided to skip right to number 3 because that one calls out to me layered tag. You don't have to do what you don't want to do. You could make up your own. So I am going to go onto this green page. I was having a look at a little pack on my desk. A sweet lady called Jenny sent me some lovely happy mail the other day, and it included some really, really cute bits and pieces. So I'm going to pop this on here, I think, and I am going to add this little tag like that. I think that will look really, really cute. Another thing I love about doing the teeny tiny journals is that you don't have to have a reason to create. Sometimes when you're doing like a journal, you might want a theme, and actually you need a purpose, don't you? That's what I'm trying to get at. You don't just journal often for the sake of it, unless you're doing like art journaling or something like that. But sometimes you just want to create something. You don't know why, but you just want to make something. You don't actually have a reason or a purpose for it. So that's something I love about the little ones, because you can just create something with, like I just did with the word July. You can just add a quote. It doesn't have to be a meaningful page. It doesn't have to be documenting a trip or something like that. You can just have a really quick craft fix for no purpose at all and just enjoy. It's also a really good way to experiment using stencils, using your stamps, paints, your mediums, anything like that. Use your mixed media, practice your calligraphy, practice doing different styles of fonts. There's so many different purposes. I think we need something in there. Let's get some journal lines. So I've got some little journal lines there. I'm going to, I like the yellow side, pop this in here. That looks so cute. Let's draw some leaves. Do you find that there's something you are always drawn to? With me, it's always leaves. There's something I really love about leaves. I don't know what it is. But if I have to draw something, you know, like when you're doodling or you're sat in front of the TV or something like that, for me it's always leaves. No matter what time of the year, it's my go-to doodle and I really like it. So I'm going to draw some leaves here. Let's go over. I like that kind of like doodled look. So when I did my spring journal, I was all about something positive each day. July, I'm just going to go with how I feel. So I have put, this is my time. That's what I've scribbled there. And just grab 10 minutes a day to create. There we go. Now, you know how much I love adding colour. I have just grabbed my oil pastels and I'm going to add a little bit of colour to my page. Let's add some pink here. Like that. Colour just makes me so happy. Let's add a little bit in between like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on this page. I like to have a think what I'm wanting to achieve with my mini journals, and something that I want is to afterwards have a mini journal full of inspiration and colour, something I can flip through and just feel really happy, really inspired, energized, and for me that's adding a little bit of colour. So I've finished that for now, but I'm going to give you a flip through of my other journal. So this is my fun in spring journal. This was a challenge I set myself to journal positivity every single day. I started mine the 1st of April. And I just had so much fun with this, prepping each page. So I did all of that in advance, and then each day I came in, and like this day I was inspired by the blossom that was starting to come out in the garden, starting to blossom. It just looks so beautiful. I could see it every single day from my desk. I love it. This day we had a little bit of snow. I've added flowers because the flowers were starting to bloom, and then we had snow. I've added a little bit of glitter in the middle of each flower. But because I had the backgrounds already on, then each day was so easy just to go in. I added a little bit of doilies here. I've added the border. I've added some wording. These are actually alphabet stickers. It was just so easy. This one I've done as a double page, talking about how I was really loving the lighter evenings, loving the longer days. That's something that's really important to me in spring and really boosts my mood. And like I said, everything about this journal was all about positivity. Especially I find as you head towards the end of winter, it's felt like such a long winter with really dark days. Noticing little sort of bits of positivity each day, like the blossoms starting to come through. Noticing suddenly it's light still at like 5 o'clock, light starting to get light at like 6 o'clock. It's exciting, really exciting. We ate out that day, so I did eating out. Had a cozy day on the sofa, which is very unlike me, so I documented it. Thankful for a cozy sofa. I don't think I was feeling too great that day, so I was very grateful for a lovely day. I remember now I'd been feeling really down this week, and then a friend told me that Cinnabon had just opened near us, so I've taken, I found the Cinnabon logo. Sorry, I'm going out of focus there. I found the Cinnabon logo online, printed it off. Their tagline is "Life Needs Frosting," and I just thought that was perfect. We had a little drive out, picked up some Cinnabons, sat in the car, and it was the boost that we needed. It was really, really nice. And then I've done, this one is a big sticker of mine from one of my kits. I've added that there, and I've actually cut the side there to make it fit rather than having a whole big round sticker. Here I have used some alphabet stickers, but I've actually gone over the top. I've stamped over the top of the stickers, talking about that we were starting to walk more. We'd walked 3 miles that day. Documented that was a positive. And then this day we popped out and we had Kokoro, one of our favorite takeouts, and I've popped in a little part of the receipt And I put that it was a date night, so I've used a heart there that I've stuck in. This is a butterfly stamp that I've used across the whole double page. And see how I've got the coloured borders going throughout as well. I love that. Just makes me happy. This is a stencil on this page. We set our alarms for 6 a.m. to get out and watch the sunrise on the common near us. It was so lovely. This one is a little flag that I made out of book pages. And here, Walking Dead, it was the last Walking Dead of the season. We love it so much, we really do. So I've documented that. And again, like I said, it's just finding the little positives in each day. This day I had a Zoom with some friends and we were crafting and chatting, so I've documented about that. And I've got my wording going around the side of the page. The other nice thing with doing small journals is that you don't need loads of content. You don't need to think about filling a page with journaling. You can just do a tiny little bit, and that's all you need. You don't need to do loads. I love spring, as simple as that. These were some flowers growing in the garden, which I kind of like painted. Had some nice time with family, so I documented about that, and I turned the page the other way as well. Again, there are no rules when it comes to journaling. It's your journal. If you want to turn the page around, you can. That's absolutely fine. Started growing some sunflower seeds. I've used some little alphabet stamps here. I always forget I have them. That was another thing I found actually by doing the tiny journal. I was looking into my stash a lot more, using up stamps I haven't used for ages, using stencils I haven't used. I got the oil pastels that I hadn't used for ages, the colouring pencils. I was using up so many materials that I don't tend to use in my general journaling. So that was really exciting as well. Had tea by the river with my mum, which was really nice. So I drew the little river going through, and the sun for sunflower seeds, and having tea outside was perfect for both pages there. Here I've used up, it was Easter weekend, I used up loads of my Easter stickers from our Easter kit there, as you can see. And I documented over the whole page about our Easter weekend, having family time. This one was really cute. This was a quote that I found online, and I've printed it off, and then I've stamped over the edge, kind of like blending the quote into the page. Added some stamps there as well. And Louis went back to uni this day, and I made cake, so I've used a little mixer sticker there. And it was a conversation. He said my cake was banging, so I took that as a compliment, but I thought that was funny. It made me laugh, so I documented that in there. The lilac blossomed in the garden for the first time. It was just a little bit, but enough to make me smile, and it smelled amazing. It was so lovely. So I've added some lilac to this page. This one here was about making friendships, and that was a little embellishment that I made, so I added that. I don't tend to add loads of like 3D type embellishments to these journals because they're just not going to close. But the odd one you can add, it's fine. Just obviously not loads and loads. This one was about the weekend, so I did the same on each page. And these are, I drew around some stickers, not using the stickers, and then coloured them in with the oil pastels really roughly. And I used that butterfly stamp again. I love colour contrasts as well, so you'll see lots of that in my journals. Here we escaped. I've used stamps again there. And it was a weekend with no internet, no phones, just relaxing. I think it's really, really important sometimes to do that. And we're into spring. So start fresh, start now. That is my completed spring positivity journal that I never actually got around to showing. I had so much fun, and I really felt like I'd really accomplished something. So I'm not used to journaling daily. It's not something I tend to do. And I love this, but the only reason that I was able to complete this was because of the preparation in advance, which meant I only had to do a little bit, literally 2 or 3 minutes each day. And I will confess, I didn't manage it every day. There were a couple of days where I did kind of like go back over a day, and I did maybe 2 or 3 days in one sitting, but I only needed to do that a couple of times. The rest of the time I kept it up, and I was very proud of myself. But I will leave a link to this one below as well. And I should do something in the teeny one. This one is so tiny. What's the size of this one? It is 4.5 by 2.5. That one's minute, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, I will leave Meg's link down below if you want to go and check her out on Instagram. She's very inspiring. And there's a YouTube channel as well, of course. I forgot. So I'll leave that link below as well. Let me know if you are joining in with Meg. Are you doing anything daily at the moment? How are you doing with your journaling? I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will catch up with you in the next few days.